Hey everyone, welcome back.
Mhm.
We spend a lot of time at work, and so figuring out those workplace relationships, well, it can be kind of a minefield sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
So today we're taking a deep dive into figuring out how to really stand out, make a good impression, get ahead, all that good stuff. But
The big but.
the big but, without resorting to all the, we'll just call them shady tactics, the
Yeah.
stuff that, maybe works in the short term, but
Yeah.
long term,
No good.
no good.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've got this excerpt here called The Art of Apple Polishing and When It's Okay. And that's what we're going to be diving into today.
I love that title.
It's so good, right?
It's so good.
Gets right to the point.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out where that line is. Where is that sweet spot between
Yeah.
like genuine appreciation for your colleagues and your boss
Mhm.
and, just being totally fake and manipulative?
It's tricky, because there is some nuance to this, right? Like, this excerpt really emphasizes that it's not just about, going over the top and complimenting your boss on everything.
Right.
It actually cautions against that. It says excessive flattery, insincere flattery.
Mm-hmm.
It can actually end up hurting you more than it helps you.
Oh, interesting. So you're saying it could hurt your credibility.
Totally. Yeah. Like, if you're constantly just praising people for everything, it loses its meaning.
That you're not being genuine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people can totally sense that, right?
Yeah, yeah. They're like, okay, what's their angle?
Right.
It erodes trust, like you were saying.
Totally. It's like, instead of building a real connection, you're building this, what the excerpt calls a counterfeit connection.
No, I like that. Counterfeit connection, yeah.
Right. It just feels fake.
Yeah, it's almost worse.
It is worse.
It's worse than just being neutral.
way worse.
Yeah, so how do you avoid... Okay, so we know we can just be like a yes man, yes woman, just agreeing with everything.
Right.
We want to avoid that fake stuff.
Right.
But how do you show genuine appreciation? Like, what's the secret sauce?
Well, I really like how this excerpt kind of lays out a framework. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, so you want to show authentic appreciation. Think about these three things. It even calls them the 3 A's, which is easy to remember.
Okay, the 3 A's. Lay it on me. I love a good framework.
Yeah, so first you have your acknowledgement.
Yep.
So it's not just about, praising every little thing,
Okay.
but when you see something specific that someone did well, you call it out.
You acknowledge it.
Yeah, you acknowledge it, and you're specific. Right. So instead of just saying like, oh, good job.
Right, generic.
Super generic, yeah. You say something like, hey, I really appreciate how you took the initiative to streamline that process.
I like that.
It's going to save us so much time.
Yes, so you're pointing out what they did that you appreciate and why it matters.
Exactly.
That's way better than just like, good job.
Way better.
So that's the first A.
That's the first A, acknowledgement.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, so the second A is action. So this is all about, it's one thing to say the words,
Mm-hmm.
but actions speak louder than words.
They do.
So show that appreciation.
Okay, how? Give me an example.
Right. So it could be something as simple as, offering to help someone out with a task.
Okay.
Or if you see an article that you think they'd be interested in, you share it with them. Or, sometimes it's just being a good listener.
Oh, being there for them.
Exactly.
Showing that support.
Showing you care.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right?
Okay, so we've got acknowledgement, we've got action. What's that third A?
Okay. So the third A is all about attitude.
Okay.
And this one's a little bit less tangible,
Yeah.
but it's super important.
Okay.
Because having a genuinely positive attitude, it's infectious.
It really is.
It rubs off on people.
Totally.
So approaching your work, even if it's challenging, with enthusiasm,
Yeah.
with a collaborative spirit, being willing to help out.
Yeah.
That goes such a long way in building those good relationships.
Yeah. It creates a good vibe. Like,
Yeah.
people want to be around that.
Exactly.
Okay, so those are the 3 A's. Acknowledgement, action, attitude. Love it.
It's a good framework.
It's a good framework. I like it. So we talked about all the good stuff, the genuine stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This excerpt also talks about some of the bad stuff,
Right. Right. So it's not all sunshine and roses.
the stuff that we want to avoid.
Exactly. Because like we were saying, people can usually spot when someone's being insincere or manipulative, and that can really backfire.
So give us some examples. Like, what are some of those not so great tactics that people might try to use?
Oh, yeah. So, like, the classic one is taking credit for someone else's work.
Ooh, bad idea.
Terrible idea, but people do it. Or, gossiping about your colleagues to try to make yourself look better.
Mm-hmm.
Or trying to, like, manipulate situations just to get ahead, even if it means stepping on other people.
Yeah, trying to play the system, get ahead at all costs.
Yeah, that's not going to win you any friends.
No. And long term, it'll probably hurt your career too.
For sure.
Because people, they talk.
Yeah, word gets around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are some of the definite no-nos. But there's one thing in the excerpt that kind of stood out to me, and it seemed like a more positive thing, which is seeking mentorship.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, seeking mentorship, that's a fantastic way to show genuine appreciation, It's like you're saying, hey, I admire your skills and experience, I respect you, and I want to learn from you.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And, it's not just about sucking up to someone in a higher position. It can be anybody, Anybody who you think has something valuable to teach you.
So it's a good way to show you value someone and their expertise.
Exactly.
And, on top of that, you're also investing in your own growth and development.
It's a win-win. You're building a relationship with a mentor and you're learning new skills.
Yeah. So it's not just about climbing the ladder. It's about genuine growth, both for yourself and your relationship with that person. I like that.
It's a good one.
Okay, so we talked about a lot of different things.
We have.
We talked about the good, we talked about the bad, and we talked about that whole, sweet spot between genuine appreciation and manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the key takeaway here, the thing that ties it all together, is authenticity.
100%, yeah. It's about being genuine.
Yeah.
Whether you're expressing appreciation, offering help, seeking mentorship, whatever it is, you have to actually mean it.
Yeah. Don't just say it, show it, right?
Exactly.
Actions speak louder than words. All right, so that's our deep dive into the art of, apple polishing.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground, but here's something I want you to think about. We focus a lot on the relationship with your boss, your superiors, right? But these same principles, they apply to everyone you work with.
Right.
Think about your colleagues. Think about your peers. How can you use what we talked about today, those 3 A's, to build stronger relationships with everyone?
Yeah. Because building a supportive work environment where everybody feels appreciated and valued,
Yes.
that benefits everyone. It makes work so much better.
It really does. So much more enjoyable for everyone involved.
Right.
So that's something to think about, something to chew on.
Absolutely.
And with that, that wraps up our deep dive for today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.